I was so startled. I'd already seen the video. I'd seen that video, and then I saw it again just now and was like, it is as bad as I remember. Lol. I thought you loved us. How could you do that to us? Yep, that was a hell of a thing. Seagulls, they can contest the subpoena. Valve hasn't made a comment on this, but they absolutely can contest it. I would assume they're going to, but I don't know. Oh man, Andrew, yeah, I've seen that one. Morrowind with every sound replaced with the Tim Allen grunt. Good times. Someone did all of Doom replaced with Tim Allen. I remember that one too. Everything's awful. Noble Vegas, 250 bits for Pokemon Go news. Woo! Mackay Jackson, no. Time Ramicide and X17 were done by Panzer Gaming Studios, which is one guy. And so thankfully, those are still on Steam. Thankfully. All right, Paul, whoops. Nearly dropped the mic there. Paul's going to join me here. Graham, can Kathleen open my Kaladesh pool for me? I wish Kathleen could open all of our Kaladesh pools.
Hello.
Hello, Paul. How are you?
Not too bad.
Good. I'm going to open up the news stories, and we can talk about them in more depth. Yeah, 2 different stories this week on what people do with like jerks in the games, and we always enjoy this.
It's what I like about the Final Fantasy one. Apparently, they also did this in Final Fantasy 11.
Mm-hmm.
But I like in the Final Fantasy 14. It's not just that like you get put into whatever, you get banned or put into you get timed out or whatever. Like it actually is a real place in the game that nobody can. The only way to get to it is to be teleported there by a mod.
Yeah.
And it actually is like a dank dungeon with like stone walls and little like torches flickering and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then the mod like appears in front of you in like a cloud of purple smoke. And is like, you did this thing. Your name should not be Buttman5 or whatever.
Could a GM send you to jail and just leave you there?
Yeah. I mean, that's effectively banning you, right?
Right. The flavor, though.
Yeah.
I value that greatly.
It's my favorite part is there's a great screenshot that I saw when I was looking at this story. Mm-hmm. That has it like shows like the mod like in the purple smoke and the guy with I forget what his name is but some stupid name, and the guys and the GM is being like super just like okay so change your name, and then the guy's like so if I change my name it'll be okay and he's like yes just change your name and abide by all the rules it'll be fine. It's like okay. So what's going on in 2.0? It's like, this is not just like a conversation between you and a mod. You're being punished here. This is not an opportunity to like ask about spoilers.
This is not a discourse, yeah. Reading the Journal of American Medical Association's Pokemon Go driving thing was really interesting, their methodology. They looked for, in a 9-day period between July 10th and 19th. They looked for tweets that mentioned Pokemon and driving, or cars, or whatever.
Right.
And they got like 300,000 positives. Maybe more.
Seems like a lot.
Like a lot.
Turns out people have been talking about Pokemon.
Yeah, so from that, they randomly generated a sample of 4,000 tweets. By the way, most polls that you see when on the news, when it's like a recent poll says, that's like 1,000 people.
Yeah.
So 4,000 is pretty good sample size. Then they had 4 people individually go through them and determine if they were like not actionable, or if they were just someone talking about Pokemon and driving or whatever, like sort of figuring it out. And 35% was like referencing some kind of distracted driving.
Right.
But that also included passengers. But they definitely concluded that 18% of what they came up of tweets about Pokemon and driving were the driver playing Pokemon, which they extrapolated from their sample to a little under 114,000 tweets in that 9-day period posted by people driving and playing Pokemon. Presumably also tweeting while driving.
And then also using news stories around the same time to
Yeah.
find things. Because, I mean, I've heard, like, I remember reading a first-person account from somebody who worked at I think I was just telling some of the other guys. I don't know. I don't think this was actually on a Checkpoint story, but this guy was talking about, they're talking about the whole, Pokemon Go people messing up sort of public.
Milk in a bag. Do they have 5 arms? No, that's why they crash. That's why it's bad.
But talking about like Pokemon Go people messing up sort of public like parks and stuff. Mm-hmm. And this guy was talking about being at he works at a cemetery, and he's saying it's a publicly open thing where people sometimes walk to there or even sometimes have lunch or something there. But he's saying like they've had cars driving through, not on the road. There's like a road that goes through it. Cars like driving through, hitting tire marks on gravestones.
Yeah.
Disrupting memorial services that are going on. Breaking things. It's been and so the guy's like, this whole, oh no, the public is using your public use facility. No, this is different.
Yeah. The some of the example tweets were like, LOL, nearly crashed while trying to catch a Snorlax or something. And it's just like, maybe don't crash.
I like though that the methodology, because like sometimes you get these, when people are sort of starting from are sort of doing research like this in a slightly or a somewhat sort of non, shall we say, completely academic way. They'll do stuff be like, the number of times people have said League of Legends and also a swear word. Yeah. So clearly there are a lot of swears happening in League of Legends. It's like, that's not necessarily the same.
Lorith, to be clear, Digital Homicide is not suing Steam or Valve. They have subpoenaed Valve
in order to get the real names of
real names and information of Steam users so they can file a lawsuit against the users. So it remains to be seen whether Valve will actually fight the subpoena for the good of its users, or if they'll be like, all right, here's information on the 100 users you wanted.
It's pretty disappointing that it was granted in the first place. But hopefully that
seems nuts that a federal court was like, yeah, you can have a subpoena to find out information for people who people who criticized your video games on the site for people to discuss your games.
I think the idea is that now, that they have also they also feel that Valve itself is liable for not protecting, for not messing or not providing tools for them to moderate.
I forgot.
These things.
Yes, a court. Right. Additional wrinkle, which I actually forgot about. My bad, Lorith. Was that because Valve responded by removing them and all their games from Steam, Digital Homicide has now said they are going to bring legal action against Valve for that.
I mean, it's one of these things where it's like,
which has to be. I'm sure it's in the terms of service that Valve can just do that.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't. There's a bunch of shit on Steam. But
I mean, it's one of the you can often see these it's not necessarily definitive proof, but it's certainly an indication that the lawsuit is questionable if they did it. We can end up with this kind of shotgun approach where it's like suing, the person who did the thing, and then suing like as many other things around it. That it's like you did this, and then
the maker of the
thing
of
also,
the device that let them do
this,
the thing, and the maker of the car that let them get to the place where they did the thing.
And so it's like maybe one of these will stick.
Yeah, probably not. Hopefully not. And then Destiny, space herpes.
There was an interesting other aspect to that. Didn't have time to go into, but there's like apparently some people once they've sort of contracted the virus or thing, they'll actually get contacted on, I think it's even like on Twitch or something, by like a user called Owl
Sector.
Owl Sector.
Interesting.
Who is like, hey buddy, check this out, or something like that. So there's like an additional part to it where some people are actually being contacted by, that sort of makes it more kind of ARG-like.
Yeah. I think the reason the judge may have granted the subpoena is some of the users made claims like digital homicide having stolen assets. Those claims, if proven false, would fall in the category of libel, which changed the nature from plain reviews. That's true. Now, they definitely are not original assets, but if they paid for them, that's not stolen.
Or if they're just like part of the
But I'm willing to bet that
stuff.
Even the original Slaughtering Grounds video, I'm willing to bet that the bloody screen images, which you can find on the first page of Google image search if you search for like blood splatter or something, they probably didn't pay for those. But who knows? What else was there that we didn't talk about? Battle.net is now selling battle tag changes for $10.
Yeah.
Your first one's free.
The first one's free, which it always has been.
Yeah.
But after the first one, you were stuck. Now for $10 you can change it, and it's one of those weird things where like it's kind of pissed some people off because they're charging for it, but on the other hand, it wasn't available at all before. So if you have a name like Mr. Buttman 5, then you can change it to
My Buttman.
You can be like that ain't me no more. I was young and inexperienced. And I no longer want to be referred to as Mr. Buttman 5.
Yeah.
I would like to be something else now.
Yeah.
And so you can actually change your name.
First one's free. It does sound like a Blizzard business model. It sure does. It sure does. There's a story about an
I'm now
Overwatch.
Dr. Buttman 5.
Yes, please. Mr. Buttman was my father. There's a story about an
Mr. Buttman 4.
yeah. There's a story about an Overwatch player. Story about an Overwatch player playing as Lucio using a turntable controller.
Oh yeah.
Was this a DJ Hero?
Yeah.
Nice.
A DJ Hero controller. One side doing aiming, one side doing movement.
That sounds very challenging.
Apparently, it worked better than you might have thought. Just because one turntable is like movement. He ends up kind of moving in like this really like sort of serpentine pattern because he's like because in order to like go, I think he's always moving forward and then he goes like he can go back and forth, and so he's sort of like weaving and doing stuff, which is apparently kind of fits with the way you want to play Lucio anyway.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Cool. Oh yes.
And also you can be an awesome DJ.
Right. I was considering doing this story for the actual episode, but this was asking Hideo Kojima for his thoughts on Metal Gear Survive, which is the zombie game. And his thoughts on it were, first of all, he denied having anything to do with it. And then also...
I didn't do it. Nobody said we do it. Can't prove anything.
Quote, the Metal Gear games are about political fiction and espionage. Where do zombies fit in with that? Was his quote. I mean, the Metal Gear games have a lot of weird stuff in them.
It's true.
But they haven't previously had zombies.
Yeah. I mean, they have... There's, they had Vamp. But not... Like...
Nanomachine, son.
Yeah. You can see there's like a nanomachine version of zombies that Kojima could actually do,
Oh yeah.
or like taking. I mean, the nanomachines that take over people's brains and make them do stuff could easily become kind of a zombie-like thing if they really wanted to.
Yeah. The my favorite quote from this though is that they asked Yoji Shinkawa if he had any involvement, and of course Shinkawa was the art and character and mechanical designer for a bunch of the Metal Gear games, and he now also is at Kojima Productions. He also left Konami and works at Kojima Productions, and he also said that he had no involvement or responsibility with Metal Gear Survive. Quote, if I had worked on that game, it would have mechs in it. The guy knows what he likes.
And what we find out is like, one, he wants to put mechs in things, and that also shows that apparently it will not have mechs in it, which is very disappointing.
I guess it could have mechs, and we just haven't seen them yet. But
That's true.
I just love.
Maybe I can imagine the people at Konami being like, "But it doesn't have mechs in it?
Yeah.
What the hell, man?
What's
Get some
going
mechs
on?
in it.
Get some mechs in this thing.
We don't have any mechs. Just find some. Put it in. We're Konami. We've got to have mechs sitting around somewhere."
Yeah. We have like a digital backlot full of mechs at this point.
Yeah, we've got like 10 games that have mechs in them. Come
Yeah.
on.
Just like, fresh coat of paint.
That was in, was it the Battlefield zombie? I remember doing a story a while ago about like I think it was Battlefield or
I mean, Call of Duty is the one that
Call
always
of
does
Duty.
zombies.
or Call of Duty. I don't know. One of the shooter games had this new like zombie thing that came out, and all the promo stuff for it had like a zombie in like a robotic suit.
Yeah.
And you're talking about how it's like if you put a zombie in a robotic suit with a big like full face helmet, that actually makes the zombie less dangerous than it was before because he can't bite you because there's the helmet. Like a zombie is like the only thing that becomes less scary when you put it in a robot suit.
Yeah. Interesting. And the last one that we had flagged here was a Counter-Strike tournament where the crowd started to get a little excited.
Yeah. So this was the.
I'm just looking at which tournament it was. This was
a pretty big one.
Oh, it's the DreamHack finals in Bucharest, right?
So this is so the finals is $50,000 is on the line for these things.
Yeah.
And huge crowd, and as with more regular sports, crowd gets pretty riled up. And so for one thing, there was like people like chucking stuff at the announcer stands, which is obviously not cool. But my favorite part about it is people started holding up signs being like they're at A or they're at B, which from Counter-Strike that's like
Which point?
which point to
which
go to,
bomb point,
which
yeah.
theoretically is sort of if somebody had like planted somebody to do that could be considered as cheating. However, the thing is, these weren't people who were working for like the teams.
Yeah.
These were just like random people, and many people in the crowd were holding up both signs.
Both signs at the same time.
Or people like some people were holding up one side, and some people holding up the other. So they were just like trolling.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't actually like trying to help one side or the other.
So yeah, it's the they are A or they are B.
They were basically doing the equivalent of Twitch chat.
Yes, they were also throwing stuff at the casters, that's when you get past being a troll to be like actually super not cool.
Yeah, that's actually like assault at that point.
Yeah.
And there's the DreamHack, the Twitter account or whatever said that they found the guys who were doing that and kicked him out, PDQ.
And I don't know if anyone cares about the winner, so I won't say it, but apparently it was a really good finals. So check that out. If you were into the Counter-Strike, go.
If you're into the Counter-Strike, go.
If you're into the Counter-Strike, not under my roof. Well, that was it, actually, I think.
Yeah, it was a combination of things being a little light on the ground. There's Tokyo Game Show just happened. And so, once again, we get into the situation where there's a bit of a lull in news, but the news that's coming out of Tokyo Game Show is like, new game.
I saw something on Twitter. Do you remember, we did a report on Summer Lesson? It was like the Sony VR, like the PlayStation VR game that was, you're just hanging out with this schoolgirl in her room.
Right.
And it's like VR and She has
Weird
a short skirt, and it
weird
just
and
felt
creepy.
really like
You're
weird.
like supposed to be like her tutor or something.
Yeah, and so there's a new one. It's called, what's it called? Happy Manager or something. You run an apartment building, and there's 3 of them now. It's like, wait, we figured it out. More different girls.
I mean, it's a formula that has proven itself over and over again.
Yeah, fair enough. I just I think it was, who was I reading? Who was that there? Chris Kohler was it? I was there. He was tweeting a bunch of pretty entertaining stuff from Tokyo Game Show. So, yeah, Richard Erman. It was very odd. It was a sort of a creepy thing. Oh no,
Servofax.
Oh no, it's Servofax.
I enjoy that both unsubscribe and subscribe to Servofax results in the same thing from Lurbot. There is no unsubscribing from Servofax.
The problem, though, Psychic Ketchup saying if you want to make hentai, just make hentai. The problem is you can't sell that as easily.
Yeah.
So.
And there's the people like to there is definitely a large market for the shall we say gray area.
Baron von Shotgun, that is currently, we're working on that. Maybe, no promises, but maybe.
What?
Just asking if I'm going to be playing Rise of Iron on New Day Tuesday tomorrow.
Oh,
We're not quite sure what's happening on New Day Tuesday tomorrow, and that's a possibility, but some stuff would need to line up for that to work.
Now,
so I'm not promising anything.
I just like to say I was saying this to Graham. I don't know anything about Destiny, but Rise of Iron. When you think about it, it's like initially it's like, oh, that's a really scary. It's like
Cool.
stuff is gonna happen.
Iron,
yeah,
yeah.
and there's like a promo picture that's like a gauntlet with like a sword. It's like, and then but you think about it, you're like, wait a minute, the world of Destiny is like far future.
Yeah.
A guy showing up in like iron armor or
Yeah.
something. It's not like everyone's in whatever
Carbon fiber. And
titanium composite, whatever, shooting lasers. I don't feel like iron is actually that impressive in that world.
No.
It's like, did you pay the iron price, or, well, the iron price is actually quite inexpensive. Did you pay the uranium price, the corite? I don't know what you make things out of.
That's fair, Reinhard. I mean, I'm not sure what else is coming out this week.
I didn't actually see. There's a bunch of games that aren't coming out this week, but like the ports are coming out this week. Like it's coming out on a new system this week. But I mean, Destiny is sort of like I feel like Destiny, the Destiny expansion, it's a little like any of the any kind of big animal sort of shows up and scares away all the little guys.
Yeah. The Corpline Live, I'm trying to get that video out this week. So, expansion lasts 30 seconds. Iron Guy dies from no oxygen, and his body freezes to his iron armor. Good.
Did you pay the carbon nanofiber price?
Most stuff is hard light or pure energy. Well, there is a gun called the hard light, which fires hard light. It's sweet.
That's not a thing.
It's a really fast auto rifle.
Why don't you?
Red Dwarf.
I don't know.
It's hard light drive in Red Dwarf.
Yeah, but it's just like, why spend all the effort to make light hard when you have all the hard things in the world?
Like iron.
Exactly. It's like being not hard is one of the great things about light.
I do appreciate.
Why spend all the work to make it hard?
Fair enough. I do appreciate that that in Red Dwarf they very neatly, and they were just like, holograms. They're not corporeal. You walk right through them unless you have the hard light drive. Fine. Then you never have to worry about Chris Berry clipping through objects.
It was only like the third season or so they got that, right? Like you didn't get the hard light drive until quite a bit later.
True. I guess they just had him not touch anything until that point.
For a long time they just were. They would only use him going through things like every once in a while for a gag.
Yeah. Anyway, yes, Agatha Christie is on. I am really busy, and I want to get back to it, but it is difficult to record it because I have to do it at home at a time when I'm not disturbing Kathleen or Penelope, and that is difficult. So it used to work fine, but then as it turns out, as babies grow, their schedules and needs change. And initially, all she did was eat and poop and sleep. And now there's activities. And so...
Eating and pooping and sleeping are activities.
More interesting activities. So, anyway. I guess that's it for Checkpoint today. So I'm going to go over to the...
Another new Red Dwarf season?
I heard about that, yeah.
I was only kind of mediocre on the new one.
I liked it. Back to Earth, I was like, but, I was like, oh, this is, it's fun. It's, for the fans kind of thing. But I actually quite liked the new season of 6 episodes. Okay. Where are we at? There we are. Got it. Are you ready for the thing?
All right, I should be.
Okay.
Let's see what this works.
Go for it. Mercano82 with a 33-month resub says, add a message to the streamer.
Nice. Well, that's what I told you to write.
Yep. Vanara with a 16-month resub. Welcome back, Vanara. Cortanios with a 22-month resub says, what, 22 already? I could have sworn I was only 20 when I went to sleep last night. I feel so old now. Psychic Ketchup, 31-month resub. Good job in the pre-release. You made me watch 10 hours of a game I don't even play. Wow, thank you. That's a big compliment. Nathan Longhair with a 12-month resub. The 1 year. Can't wait to hear all the digital homicide snark. I hope it's thick and dripping. Whoa.
Anticipatory snark.
Gisyap with a 15-month resub. Welcome back, thank you. I'm sorry that I will never know how to pronounce your name. The Invisible Voice with a 35-month resub says, clear.
Nice.
Okay. Clockwork Penguin. You can do this too if you want.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yar, there be a storm count a brewing.
Yar. Oh, right. It talked like a pirate. Regular normal person with a 6-month resub. Welcome back. Regular normal person. You seem regular and normal.
Yep. Eric 90 for 2 months in a row.
2-month resub. Welcome back. Thank you. Ed Roach with a 27-month resub says, woo, I joined the 27 club. Dies. Oh, no. Come back, Ed Roach.
Oh, dear. Andrew says, and I have to look at my words. Sucker fooled you. These sure are words that you have to look at. I win comedy gold forever, man. This is a character limit, or can I just do whatever I want because nothing is stopping me yet, but I'm worried I might have found it.
Dreaming in Autumn with a 2-month resub says, 2-month sub. Thank you, Dreaming in Autumn. Welcome back. And Wordney with a 33-month resub. Welcome back, Wordney. Thank you very much. And Batasai83 with a 22-month resub. Welcome back, Batasai83. Q is for Glutamine with an 8-month resub. Welcome back, Q is for Glutamine. And go for it.
Sorry, Rainbow Batsuit.
There it is.
Rainbow Batsuit for 8 months in a row gives +5 poise when equipped.
And thank you, Zeke, Noble Vegas, and Morunder for 2,700 bits.
So
thank
many
you.
bits.
Dub bits. Yeah, Zeke dropped, where was it? 500, 500, 500, 500, and 500.
Random question
very cheerful this morning.
Of little import, are you nearsighted or farsighted? I am extremely nearsighted.
Which one? I get the stalagmite problem with this. Which one's nearsighted? I have trouble focusing on text far away.
Nearsighted is when you see things near,
but
not far away.
I guess I'm nearsighted then.
Yeah.
A little. Like it's not. It like I can actually read the teleprompter right now, but it's blurry. So I would rather read this. Now it's all sharp.
I can't see that there is a teleprompter there.
Yeah.
Without my glasses. That's why when I'm on the green screen, you can see the green screen behind my head, because my glasses are very, very strong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I went to get my eyes checked, she was like, "You have 20/20 vision," and I'm like, "That can't be true because my vision used to be better." And she's like, "You can have better than 20/20." I was like, "What?"
Yep.
I didn't know that, and because distances.
A lot of people have like 30/20.
Yeah. So, but now, computers.
Stupid people.
Jerks.
People say, yay, you're sighted.
I have Paul's eyesight, says Jim Rabbit.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm...
Though thankfully...
It varies slightly, but I'm around -10 in both eyes.
Wow. Thankfully, due to improvements in lens technology, your lenses are not as thick and heavy as they used to be.
Yeah. As my eyes have gotten worse, technology has advanced such that it's stayed about the same over the years.
Well, they definitely used to be thicker than they are now. I mean, they're still thick at the edges. But...
They used to be bigger. And that's more of like a style thing than an actual...
Right.
That's just...
Man,
small glasses.
That Star Trek picture?
More of a thing.
That picture from my birthday party? You got giant round glasses.
Giant round glasses.
Harry Potter style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those weren't actually that thick, but it used to be round, used to be more of a style, I think.
-10, holy Jesus.
Also, when you're a kid, you have to get like, plastic lenses that don't break easily.
Right. I have one perfect eye, and I need a Coke bottle for another. I'm the 1% that could actually use a monocle.
Sweet. But then what do you do when you're surprised at something, or you're shocked? You go through the monocles very fast.
There's so many monocles that way.
Yeah. Unless you have a cup of tea, and then you're okay, because then the monocle will fall in the tea, and you'll be fine.
So, yeah. Okay, that is going to be it for today.
Yes.
And, or for Checkpoint anyway. Tonight is
Little
Tinker Tailor.
Solder Fry.
And I have no idea what's planned.
I believe, let me just pull up the sheet, because it is on there. I believe the plan, I don't know whether this will actually happen.
I mean,
because
such is always the way.
It is Tinker Tailor. But the plan, at least on the sheet that we plan these things on, which exists, we plan things. There are a lot of empty spaces on the sheet, I'm not going to lie, but is Ian joystick modernization and beige guitar repair.
Huh.
So I'm imagining that they're going to turn Beige's guitar into a modern joystick, but that might be incorrect.
I don't think that's it. Oh yeah, I've talked about that a lot actually. Pencil stroke. Over the years, we've been doing this for like 12 years, so I feel like I talked about it a lot. Yeah, no, I definitely have a speech impediment. I used to hella stutter a lot. Two parts to it. I used to also have a stutter, like your classic, like Michael Palin in Fish Called Wanda. Like I used to have just a full-on stutter. That was dealt with through speech therapy, which was great. My other thing that still comes up from time to time is just sometimes I have difficulty starting sentences. If it's on a vowel sound or if I am excited or put on the spot. I hate having to give my name for stuff when I'm not expecting it, right? Like at Starbucks, sometimes they won't ask for my name because the Starbucks around here typically don't, but sometimes they'll be like, what's your name? And I'll be like, and then I have to go like, I have to start with like, my name is Graham, so I'll be like, oh, my name's Graham. And then like, Grant, okay. Can I just say it really fast?
You should just come up with like a Starbucks name that's easy to say.
Yeah.
Like,
Bob.
My name's Erbluck.
Yeah. Gluck. How do you spell that?
3 G's.
Clark. Yeah.
Just anywhere. Just G and then other letters and then a G and then another G.
Yeah. It's
I'll know it.
It's what happens is my brain sucks and tries to
Jerf, exactly.
Yeah, jerf. Tries to breathe in while I'm talking, which isn't possible.
Yeah.
Pro tip. And so yeah, I get stuck in this sort of like where I'm like, I just can't force the word out. So I need to try to figure out sentences that can start with easier letters. Like consonants are easy, or if I can start exhaling. This was what the speech therapist taught me. If I start exhaling before I start talking, right? If I'm like, how's it going, everybody? You know, and do it like that, then that'll work. But yeah, when we were doing
back in the day, like when we did
earlier checkpoint,
sort of before we were like using the teleprompter as much,
Mm-hmm.
and so there was you had to memorize longer stuff. Ubisoft really sucked.
Yeah.
Whenever Ubisoft was
Ubisoft.
doing something, we are like, oh god damn it.
Yeah.
A company, Ubisoft.
If I just said
Ubisoft.
if I just said Ubisoft the whole time, that'd be a lot easier. But for some reason, the oo on Ubisoft was really difficult, and I'd be like, I just couldn't. I couldn't start the sentence because there's all the lights. There's a microphone. There's a camera rolling, and I'm like, Ubisoft, and we have to do like. I'm just going to start talking the sentence, and then I'll be discussing Ubisoft earlier today, and then we just clip the rest of it out.
Yeah.
I just like mumble my way into it, and then just cut the mumbling out. It doesn't show up a lot, but yeah. Anyway, what else is wrong with our bodies that we can talk about?
Oh, so many things.
I have a birthmark
So
on my hand.
so many things. Okay, actually, it's pretty much gone now. But I was saying this to the other guys. So a couple of weeks ago, my shoulder was kind of bothering me, right? And I have an osteopath that I go to, and so I went to her and did some sort of massage stuff, and she looked at my shoulder and was like, yeah, you seem to have sort of like a minor, rotator cuff, like sprain or strain or whatever. Like nothing, wasn't anything serious, but minor thing. And so she did some sort of manipulation with that and used the sort of electrical stimulation stuff, and stuff, and it seemed to help and all that stuff. And she was like, "Can you think of anything where were you like lifting something or whatever that would have messed it up?" And I was like, "I can't really think of anything." And then when I went home, I was like, "Holy crap! It was that stupid high five competition from the
Yes,
from the
yes,
Olympics."
you told me this. Yes, because you had your hand up and
Because
it was whacked into the.
It was that arm. I was like, God damn it!
That's really good.
Terrible work-related injury.
Yeah. Oh wow.
It's a hard life we lead. Sketch comedy.
That's terrific. All right, that's it for this week. Thank you so much for watching. Come back in a couple hours for 3.5 specifically for Tinker Tailor Solder Fry for Ian joystick modernization and Beej guitar repair.
Yeah.
Which is not a business I would invest in, but that's the stream that's happening. So
just add Dave's in front of it.
Yeah,
and that's
exactly.
it. Yeah.
All right, thanks so much for watching, everybody. And Paul's going to use his amazing iPhone thing to take us out.
Take us out.
Bam! There it is.